Michael Chandler defeated Chad Mendes 4-2 at Real American Freestyle Wrestling 3 yesterday. This marks Chandler's first win since defeating Tony Ferguson at UFC 274 back in 2022.
Guys, RAF 03, me versus Chad Mendes. Great match. Scored some points early. He and I just kept attacking and attacking, hand fighting hard. It was fun. There she is. She's in it now. It was an absolute blast. Great production. What an awesome platform for wrestlers. RAF did a great job. The boys had fun. Guys, did you have fun?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
they
won.
They had fun.
We won.
All right, but we did get a little banged up here. Wrestling is still the hardest sport in the entire world. And this is coming from a guy who's been fighting now for 16 years. Wrestling is still the hardest sport, and it will forever be the hardest sport. So hats off to Chad Mendes. He's a heck of a competitor. It was an honor to compete against him, and you guys heard the call out. Jordan Burroughs, you beat me in college. I'm bigger, faster, stronger. I'm better. I'm more dangerous. I'm more violent. I believe in myself more. Step on the RAF mat with me. Maybe not. If not, could be another matchup down the line. But the goal remains the same. We're getting back in the UFC octagon. Conor McGregor at the White House. That's still the goal. So this was fun. A nice little detour. Get the competitive juices flowing. Get up on that wrestling mat. Put in a training camp. Get focused. And we'll see what the future holds. So it was a fun weekend here in Chicago. Now off to the movie set. Off to London to go film Roadhouse. I don't think they're going to be too happy that there's some cuts here, but they got makeup. They got all kinds of stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you watched and tuned in on Fox Nation, if you didn't, no big deal. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Shout out to all the wrestlers out there. It's the best sport in the world. It creates the greatest human beings on the entire planet. God bless. I'll see you at the top.
Ilia Topuria is already back to trolling on social media since announcing he'd be out of competition for the first quarter of 2026 due to issues in his personal life. Today he posted this GIF on X. He wrote, "Paddy, win your next fight. Hands up, chin down. And Arman, this dance is for you," with a laughing, crying emoji. Dominick Cruz thinks Henry Cejudo is broke, and the only reason he's still fighting is because he needs the money. Henry is set to face Peyton Talbot at UFC 323 next weekend. Speaking to MMA Junkie, Cruz said he already did that after he fought me, and then I fought 2 more times when I would have rematched him, but he gets broke. So he's probably broke and he's fighting again. I think he needs the money. Talbot's good. He's a real threat. As long as Henry mixes in his wrestling, if he wrestled as much as Merab does, which he has the tools to do so, I think he would do great against Talbot, but I don't know if he will. I think he might try to stand up with him. So it really comes down to what Henry decides to do. He's good enough to out-wrestle Talbot for 3 rounds and shut him down. Definitely no doubt in my mind. But if he strikes with him mostly like he's been doing, I think Talbot will create a lot of problems for him if he doesn't wrestle. Arman Tsarukyan is hoping Justin Gaethje beats Paddy Pimblett's ass at UFC 324. Arman offered to help Gaethje prepare for the fight and says if he himself sees Paddy in person, he'd like to slap him.
It's a business to build Paddy and make him easy fights, but I hope Justin gonna beat his ass, kick his ass, and we're gonna forget about Paddy all our life. They gave him easier because they know he's gonna lose to Ilia, and real fighters like me just watching and waiting our time, you know.
Wouldn't you kind of like the opportunity to be the one to do it to him, like to beat Paddy?
Yeah. Oh my God, I would just maul his face on the ground just with my elbows. When I fought with Hooker, I was thinking, what should I do when I was on the top? Should I choke him or I just should like elbow him? But with Paddy, I'm not gonna for the choke. I'm gonna just elbow him all day, all night. Just make his face like bleeding. Justin, if you need the help, let me know. I'll fly to you and help you. I mean, I want him to win, you know. That bullshit guy, I hate him. He's such a...
Like, there's a saying that, like, don't hate the player, hate the game. But you hold it personally against Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah, I hate just Paddy. I hate Paddy.
Yeah.
I wish it was Oliveira fighting with Gaethje or someone different, but not Paddy. I hate that guy.
Will you be at the fight? I imagine you'll go to January 24th. Yeah, you think you'll be there?
I don't want to be there because I'm gonna fight with somebody there. Because if I see Paddy, I would like to slap him. Not slap like slapping Ilia, but real Armenian slap. Maybe this is Spanish slap, like when they put on the neck, that's the slap. I'll show him like a real slap.
Tyron Woodley had some harsh words for Kamaru Usman today. He made it clear that he does not consider Usman the greatest welterweight of all time and thinks he was simply the one that kissed Dana White's ass the most. Woodley lost the welterweight title to Usman back in 2019, but he says if they fought 10 times, he'd win 9 of them. Speaking to MMAfighting.com, Woodley said Kamaru is not the greatest welterweight of all time. I'm the realist. I had the realest route. I had the realest reign. I was the person who dealt with the most stuff behind the scenes and still managed to win that I don't even speak about. I fought all the top contenders that were not big trash talkers. Nobody wanted to say a bad word about Damian Maia, Robbie Lawler, or Wonderboy Thompson. I fought all the up-and-coming guys, even Usman and Colby Covington and Darren Till. Those are all up-and-coming guys. He's not the greatest welterweight of all time. What he is the one that kissed the most ass. He's the one, oh, let's have Uncle Dana on my podcast. Let me accept every fight. Let me go to Vegas and just sit and loiter in his office every week and just try to stay in his good graces and just accept whatever offer. If you do that long enough, you will be one of those guys that end up in the category where you'll now be rewarded because you took last-minute notice fights. You fought injured. You didn't complain about money. You didn't ask for more. You didn't ask questions. You always was trying to be goody two-shoes and brown-nosing. So yeah, he's the biggest brown-noser in the welterweight division. He is a good fighter though. He's a good fighter. He stayed disciplined, but that's what he is. He's not the greatest welterweight. How can you even say that? Once you say he's the greatest welterweight, and you're saying that he's better than George St. Pierre, nobody even really listens to you after that. When you really think about the era they did it, it's George St. Pierre number 1. I would say it's Matt Hughes number 2, just because we looked up to Matt Hughes and he won 9 times when it was a specialist sport. Wrestlers versus strikers versus grapplers versus that. We got a chance to sit back and watch those 2 guys and then kind of carve out our deal. I would say me and Usman are probably tied for 3rd. You can't say I'm over him because he beat me, but I never got a rematch. He fought a shithole version of me. I was going through so much crap in life. I don't even remember that fight. I never went back and watched the fight. I just feel like with his rematch history, Colby got to fight him twice, Masvidal got to fight him twice, Leon Edwards got a chance to fight him twice. I'm the only one that didn't get a chance to fight him twice because they knew that 9 out of 10 times, if we fought, I'm going to win 9 out of the 10 times. Following his knockout loss to Michael Morales, Sean Brady floated the idea of moving down to the lightweight division. On the latest episode of his podcast, Brady expanded on that thought, discussing several potential opponents he'd be interested in if he does make the move down to 155.
The matchups I would like, if I'm being like realistic, not looking at the top 5, there's Dan Hooker just lost to Arman. That could be a possibility. Gamrot's right there. Benoit Saint Denis. Moicano, like there's like that's all the top 10, and then there's like Benil Dariush, Mauricio Huffy, Ignacio Bahamen. So there's like a lot of good matchups right there.
I guess I gotta ask you this because I'm curious now. But okay, so would you be considered a bigger 155 now?
100%. Yeah, I'd be huge for 155.
Are there guys down there doing the same thing?
I personally know lightweights that I've talked to that like Paddy cuts from 200 pounds. Like Paddy's big. He's big. I know guys that walk around 190 and cut to 55. Like it's hard, but like so that's what I'm saying. Like I'll just have to get a little bit lighter. And but yeah, like I got down on Thursday. I went to the sauna, got on weight Thursday morning, rehydrated to like 174, went back to the gym. I got down to 68 that night in like an hour in the sauna, you know? So It will be very hard, but I think it's possible. And like I said, I don't want to look back at the end of my career and be like, damn, like, should I have done this? And maybe it doesn't work out, or maybe it does, you know. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Test run.
It's a test run, and see what happens. But like I said, all this goes away if they give me a good matchup at 170.
Yesterday, the official UFC Brazil X account announced that Max Holloway will be fighting Charles Oliveira for the BMF title at UFC 324. However, the post was quickly deleted. At the moment, we're unsure if it was a mistake or if the fight's actually happening. Arman Tsarukyan says he'd like to fight Max for the BMF belt. In an interview with ESPN, he said it's a business. At the end of the day, I have the same goal. Everybody knows that I will beat everybody, and it's just a matter of time. I hope they give me the BMF title at least. What are they going to give me? Who do we have in our division to fight if it's not Holloway? It's safe to say Renato Moicano is not happy about Paddy Pimblett fighting Justin Gaethje for the lightweight interim title. In an interview with Stand Me Up, Moicano said, look at Paddy's resume. Who has he beaten? Michael Chandler coming off 4 or 5 losses, Tony Ferguson with 8 losses, Bobby Green after 3 losses, and who has he beaten in the top 15? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. And he still gets a title shot. That's insane. Justin Gaethje said he'd retire if he didn't get a title shot. So the UFC solves 2 problems at once. They give Gaethje a fight, they build Paddy's hype, and they put an interim belt on the line for marketing. But let's be honest, that's not a real belt. Ahead of his rematch against Petr Yan next weekend, Merab Dvalishvili reveals why he doesn't like Umar Nurmagomedov. He said, number one thing, he didn't respect me and he called me a fake champion. I don't know if he was tweeting or maybe his assistant or whatever it is. I know it wasn't Ali Abdelaziz because Ali reached out to me and I told Ali he wasn't helping him tweet. I kind of know who was helping him tweet, but what kind of man are you when somebody's tweeting for you? So I don't speak good English. And we can maybe understand each other. But when I go to Twitter, I make sure I ask my assistant or somebody, maybe my friend, to translate this. But it's always my words. Maybe help me to translate, but it's always me. I will never let my manager or my friend or my brother tweet for me to say words that aren't even mine. So that was a lot of disrespect through the words from him from Twitter. Also, he did call me a fake champion. So what I was mad about most, he doesn't respect me as a champion. Yes, it's a fight, we may lose. He was supposed to beat me. One punch can change everything, but I earned it. I earned it to get here. I was champion, and he should respect me because if you're fighting for a championship and then you beat the champion, you don't want to beat somebody stupid. You should give the champion respect. That's what I was the most mad about him. He doesn't respect me. He's now making excuses and I'm done with him. Next question, please. Tom Aspinall has broken his silence on the injury to his eye following the eye poke he sustained from Ciryl Gane. He posted a series of memes to his Instagram along with his medical report. In the caption, he wrote, "Thanks for all the love, support, and memes. Middle finger emoji, the hate. Coming to get my revenge on the big cheater." Now, the medical report confirms that he sustained significant bilateral ocular trauma, as well as persistent diplopia, or double vision, orbital soft tissue trauma, and a minimally displaced fracture on the right medial orbital wall. Tom has not been medically cleared to fight, spar, or even drive until his symptoms improve and his vision recovers. He may require a steroid injection or possible surgery.
What are you left feeling after the fight?
Well, look, if you were sidelined from doing your job for like 15 months, not allowed to do anything, you train your ass off for 6 months for a fight, then to get double eye poked, to be left with no vision for nearly 6 weeks because of an illegal move. How do you think I feel? I'm not feeling fantastic.
Can we get full-time bully Aspinall after this smear campaign? How are you going to be on the comeback?
Mate, when I come back, there is no more Mr. Nice Guy. Nice Tom. When it comes to MMA, he's gone. And I'm going full bad guy, I think.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from BirdFeathers3552. It says, listening to Chandler still talk about McGregor is so funny but also sad. The second one says it's almost 2026, and Crone is just now realizing pulling guard at an MMA fight is the worst idea ever. And the final one's from Tom. It says, I'm not liking how matches are now based on a popularity contest. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.